You will not be able to make it in a sport or combat if you don't have these three things. And today, there's a special narrative behind giving you guys the education that you're going to need. But most people think that you need to learn more skills. You got to get more technique. But the reality is, that's not what you need. But you do need these three things. The first thing that you're going to need, before I get started, I'm going to introduce myself for a lot of you who are coming onto my page, because we 1,000 brand new people every single day, 2,000 sometimes. So a lot of you I haven't introduced myself. So I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Coach Eric Bradley, and I've been in over 41 title fights. I've written 27 books. 2 are in the making right now. I have helped over 65,000 coaches around the world catapult their boxing programs, or fighters, their actual process and how they get to their next level. So I like to think that I'm qualified to give you this information. Now, the three things that you're going to need to do in getting yourself into a sport that requires you to punch another man is, the first thing is a plan. And how you get to this plan is knowing what is it that you want out of the sport, right? The first thing that you might want is to actually just compete. So you get your passbook, you build a trusting relationship inside of your gym, and you start to surround yourself with people that actually believe in you and that will support you. The second thing you're going to need is the ability to see further. With that plan, you got to have a strategy to move on and develop confidence. Confidence is going to be the thing that just manifests that mission. And the third thing you're going to need is a team. You have to learn how to assemble a team. They're going to read the room with confidence. I just got off a call with this young man right here who did not have the right mindset, the confidence. So my message to him was that, first, don't think about skills. You can go anywhere all over the internet and get skills. If you don't have a system to apply those skills mean nothing, because we got fighters. I just said I coached over 65,000 coaches. They understand how to get to the medal, the gold, the winning, the triumphs. They understand it. If you get in front of people like that, they understand more about the game of boxing, the sport of boxing, and the business of boxing. You stand no chance. You could have more skills, but they know how to take those skills away from you. You just saw it with Canelo Alvarez versus Charlo. He took his skills away from him. Yeah, he had success, but he took what mattered most, which is his offense, his persistence. That's what'll happen to you. So what my thing is that we're here to show you, and hopefully those of you who are watching the page, that you're really looking at the videos. There are videos that I have up there that should have 1 million views that have 3 or 4,000, because you're only looking at skills, where I'm giving you real knowledge and insight of the game. That's what you need to actually make it. So we want you to learn how to first write out a plan. All you got to do is write down your first goal. Your first goal might be to run distance. I want to be able to run a 5-mile run almost in a sprint in under 25 minutes, 30 minutes tops. That's a 6-minute mile. Maybe that's a goal, but set a goal first. Pull out your pad, pull out your pencil, write that down. Now, guess what? The only thing that's going to happen is you're going to set out to achieve that. Now, build your team, the person and some people that are around you that are going to sit there and circumvent. They're going to contribute to your goal. There are people that are very successful. Yesterday, I bought my 13th company, right? Partnerships, relationships, growth. But those things happen because I understand how to think a little bit different. Once you start to think a little bit different, you already have the right abilities to move forward. Now you have to have a plan, and how we do it, this is the main event, is making sure once you get your plan down, you start to chip away at it. And that's how you get to that highest level. You got athletes out there that have bought into people and lineages, like Manny Pacquiao teamed up with Freddie Roach, who was under Eddie Futch, who Eddie Futch is one of the greatest minds in boxing ever. Rest in peace. You know, what he did was take all of that knowledge that he got from Mount Olympus of boxing and pass it to Freddie Roach. And Freddie Roach was able to work with James Toney, Mike Tyson, Manny Pacquiao, and a stable of fighters that had abilities, but he understood how to coach them because he learned from someone that has depth. So my other advice to you is to get with people, not people who are just saying, I know how to teach skills. That's all you don't need, because you can always write down on your sheet, I need to learn first. Here are the four pillars of skill development. First, you learn technique. All right. And after this is it. You don't have to go further than this. Technique, and then skills. Once you get your skill from that technique and you're able to implement that skill, like on a mitt or on the floor, then you need to learn those skills in sets, right? And from that, you're starting to put things together. And once you learn that, that's where you start getting concepts. You start to understand the concept of boxing. See, that's a process. 99.99999% of people, they're going to get a skill here, a skill there, a technique here, a steal this, but they have no context around what they're actually learning. So it's irrelevant. You can't fight against a person that has boxing implemented into them in a system. No matter how good your jab is, we can take it away. Boom. I've been in over 41 title fights. I know some stuff. All right. We don't always have to have more skills than you. We just need to know how to take what you do best away from you. Go pull up Bernard Hopkins. He said that quote many a times. That guy got power. That guy got size. But guess what? You can't hit a moving target. Let's see what happens when the angles change. He was nowhere near the level of fighter that Kelly Pavlik was when he fought him, but he just stripped him of everything that he had been working on for his entire life. And so with that being said, what you're going to need is those three things. First, you're going to need a plan so that goal can be accomplished. A team. Boxing isn't about skills. Boxing is about assembly. You heard Floyd Mayweather mention it all the time. My team, Kelly Swanson, Leonard Ellerby, all of the people that played roles, they were so important. His uncle. That's what you got to learn how to do. And confidence on top of that. And so yesterday I talked with one of my coaches, day before, because what we do is there's a method that we have always believed in, because I learned from some real giants. A lot of you may not even know this about me. So I was a student for an entire decade after thinking I knew this thing and I could do it myself. But the reality was I didn't know shit about boxing once I started to actually measure it up against the actual bulletin board. Nothing that I had in concept, in theory, matched up with what was necessary, actually necessary. It was all outside view. And so therefore there was no context to what I was thinking. I was thinking be fast, hit hard, move quick, That's all attributes. And so what we do with attributes fighters is take away their attributes. We take away your speed with timing. We take away your length with movement. We take away your power by setting you up to walk you into our power. So what do? Because that really is what is going to happen to you 1000%. So you have to shift your mindset and stop worrying about that. Get into the school instead of being in the whole sea of people who think you can learn boxing through skills. Boxing is about assembling a systematic method. The most successful boxer of all time, you lived in this current day. He did it right in front of you. He built a system, a team. And that's exactly why Jake Paul, that's exactly what Dana White, they did the exact same thing. Dana White learned everything that boxing was doing wrong, and then he fixed it and implemented it into the UFC. And the UFC is the most financially successful company right now, right? Because he used a process, a system, a plan. That's what you have to do. But you get to do that because you have a platform, you have a place, you have somewhere that you can go that you can really make it happen. All you have to do is find the process, because we don't care about your skill. We've been across the ring from so many different killers in the ring. As I spoke to my guy, I said, we've done over 40 camps, but it's more like over 60. I've been doing film studies right in front of you guys with the guys who are fighting for titles. George Kambosos was right on our page. We did a film study with him right before Lopez fight. Told him that you were not going to win this fight against a guy who has the kind of power and cutie style that was unmatched by anybody you've been in the ring with. And I challenged him, like, unlike any other person that gets in front of people who are champions. I don't care. I done this thing. I've been retired for almost 15 years. I could care less about what you think. I'm going to tell you the facts. And he went in there into that fight with a different mindset. That's why Kenny Porter, when they were fighting Errol Spence, reached out to connect so that we could come help them in camp, right? I've been a part of things that I don't even talk about. And if I have talked about them, I don't elaborate, but it's just understanding what experiences will help you. You got to assemble a team, right? So the young man that I talked to this morning, bless him, I said, now, when you do that, your confidence will start to change, because when not only you believe in you, but you have now other people that believe in you. And don't give two screws what people think who are not inside of your circle. You have to cut out the noise. But once you do this, you do have to implement your social platform, magnify your career through your phone, camera phone, and take those little wins and victories that you're accomplishing over and over and start to use that for your higher good. That's how you get to the next level of boxing. So if you're all over the internet taking skills, I promise you what's going to be your demise is not what you're learning, but what you don't know. That's how it always happens. So I say, learn the things. Coaching programs are real. So maybe the guys that you're with right now don't meet the criteria that you would like. So you have to take what you bring to the table and bring them up. Angelo Dundee did not teach Muhammad Ali how to fight. He didn't teach Sugar Ray Leonard how to fight. They brought his coaching ability up. He brought what he had, which is psychological warfare. You get it? He understood. Coach Dundee knew how to get his fighter in the right mindset when his mind wasn't in the right place. He didn't teach them boxing. It's the principles of life and growth and building. And that's what happened. These guys all are using the same business model. Boxing is not a sport. It's politics. It's a business. And you got to learn how to move forward, because when you sign the contract or get that passbook, your ass is in a business. So act like your right hand is the savior. You see business-minded, educated fighters whoop guys with all of these attributes all the time. That's how their reign ends. Mike Tyson tells you he fought against an educated fighter in Lennox Lewis, and he got smoked, not beat, but smoked. Educated fighters will always beat guys with attributes because they understand higher. Emmanuel Stewart, we helped them in camp with his fighter Vitaly Klitschko. And he said, you guys were the most educated in business and business-minded people that I've ever met in boxing. Now, that was Emmanuel Stewart to us. You think I care about what somebody else thinks? No. James Toney affirmed my rolling shoulder on social media one day. I don't need to know what nobody else thinks. I already know what it does. I'm a tactician. I've been in like 60 freaking title fights. I know what to do when it comes down to boxing. What you got to realize is boxing is not about fucking skill. That's what I want you guys to realize. You have to build a team. You have to assemble, and you have to have confidence, and you have to have a plan. You got to set your goals. So the first thing I'm going to challenge you to do is write down what is your first goal, because you have to have it down in order to go after it. And hopefully this is landing on somebody, because I'm going to delete this immediately. 1 hour is going to go for 4 hours on Facebook, and it's going to go away on Instagram right now. So this is kind of what my message is to you. YouTube, LinkedIn, exact same thing. It'll be on YouTube. It'll stay there. So go over there if you want to ever see this again. But the thing about it is making sure that you understand that you can go on and waste time, or you can have a plan you can execute, right? And that's what coaching is all about. And that's why everyone that we've talked to, we gave them a reality check, and they all are having immense success. Everybody can't be the champion, but guess what? The lessons that you do learn, you can use those and implement those and put them into your treasure chest. That's part of your legacy, and that's part of the step ladder that you created for whoever you decide to teach it to. You can build your community as well with using boxing. You can build up relationships, business endeavors. People turn to you, and you are here for something much greater. The only way that you get there in a timely manner is have a plan and write down your goal. So what is that first goal that you have? And challenge yourself to execute it. And once you put it down, your mind is going to alphabetize everything else in a chronological order. And that's what's going to get you to your highest good in boxing. That's all I got. Special shouts out to my brothers in the School of Boxing group over here on Facebook. And for everyone else, I hope this message lands well. Tag someone who you know is thinking and heading in the wrong direction, but they have real capabilities. Tag them so that they know that there is a real way to do this, and that they might just be heading down the wrong road. Once they get on the right road, things will change forever. Boxing will pay you forward. I just paid and bought my 13th business yesterday. Boxing will pay you forward. That's all I got. Be blessed at God's speed. My name is Coach Eric A. Bradley, and we teach boxing and business.